Alright, so it's Big Dank Daddy in this bitch, and today we're going to be reviewing grinders. We got Cali Crushers versus Phoenicians. So as you can see, I've got quite a few of each, and I have quite a lot of experience with grinders. Started off with one of these puppies. Disgusting, but not as bad as a Santa Cruz shredder. So let's start off with Cali Crushers. So the Cali Crusher uses a 4-way thread lock. So it's got 4 of these threads going around the middle piece, the bottom piece, but not the 2 top pieces. So this thread lock is just a quick thread lock. I'll spin it the wrong way. There we go. So it quickly locks it in, quickly unlocks. It's quite convenient. They licensed the idea from, or licensed it from Phoenician, who has the rights to it. So Phoenician was the original one, and they have a much better thread lock in my opinion, because instead of actual threads where it could thread lock, they've got these little bars. A lot more effective. So both of these are very deep, very deep. They both hold a lot of keef. So either Phoenician or Cali is very good for keef, very good for unlocking and locking. You won't get thread lock like a Santa Cruz shredder. In the middle compartment, you've got the keef screens. I'm not sure what size screens these are, but it looks like they use a finer screen on the Phoenician than on the Cali Crusher. So on the back, you've got just a plain old Cali Crusher, the kind of cross, just so it's removable. They have a screw in the middle so you can remove the keef screen and replace that, which is very convenient, unlike a Santa Cruz shredder. And on the back of here, you've got a Fibonacci sequence, or Fibonacci spiral, I guess you'd call it, which looks very cool. And that's also removable with a hex key. So up on the shredding parts here, the Cali Crusher has more of a thick blade shredder, so it kind of just chunks up the cush, I'd say, instead of actually slicing it like the Phoenician will do. The Phoenician will slice and dice it up because it's actually got blades, and they are pretty sharp. They're not sharp enough to cut you if you touch them, but they're very sharp. Top of the Cali is the same thing. The thing to note about the Cali Crusher is the medium has a very good magnet in it, but do not buy the small. The small has a terrible magnet on the top, and it always falls off. So you wouldn't want to get the small. It very easily falls off just from shaking it. But the small Phoenician is absolutely excellent. This is what I personally use. I personally use the one and only Waka Flocka Flame. So each Phoenician on the back has a barcode on it, a serial number. I won't show you mine, but it's got a serial number so it identifies it. They come with lifetime warranties. Something to note about the large Phoenician is that it can hold rolling papers. So you could go ahead and slip some rolling papers in there, and they just stay up, kind of like a tissue box. You can peel them out and roll up. On Phoenician's website, they call this an ashtray, which is kind of disgusting. I don't know why you'd want to spend $100 on a grinder and then use it as an ashtray. All of the grinders here are high-end grinders, and that's why you don't see Santa Cruz shredders anywhere. So, yeah. Medium Cali Crusher is absolutely beautiful. This is my third grinder ever, actually. I went from the plastic grinder to a regular sharpstone to one of these, and it is a huge upgrade. If you have the money and you want a high-end grinder, get a Cali Crusher or a Phoenician. Don't get a Santa Cruz shredder. They are garbage. So I was actually way too high and forgot to mention it, but both of these grinders have a place where you actually put in the marijuana before you grind it up. Don't be a fucking hero and put it in the top and then try and get the top with the marijuana in it onto the grinder. Just put it here. If any falls through, then it's fucking smokable, because it's that small. So I don't even know why people put it in the top. I see people do that all the time. Just put it in here, remove all the stems, and line up the top with the bottom, and then you could spin into the direction and away from too. Look at the blades have a point on the end closest to my thumb, and kind of a swivel on the back to break it up. And with the Phoenician, it's got the same holes that you can put into, and it just slices right through. You don't even really need to line it up with the top. The top's kind of got a spiral to it, so you could shred with it and against. And usually 4 turns and it's all pretty good. So I'd actually say that the Phoenician is a much better grinder than the Cali Crusher. The shredding is much better, it's much finer. Maybe I'll do a shred test. Get in the lab and do that sometime. So I'm just gonna go ahead and wrap this shit up by saying shout out to D-Nail, shout out to Phoenician, shout out to Cali Crusher. Phoenician's really got the best grinder on the market, in my opinion. Out of everything I've seen from that Mama shit grinder that's like $300 all the way down to sharpstones, Phoenician has absolute best bang for your buck on the market. I'd also like to show you the Cali Crusher 2-piece. I forgot about this guy, but some people don't want a 4-piece grinder, so I've got the Cali Crusher 2-piece here in a gold. You can't make any of these 2-pieces either because the thread locking will get in the way, so you actually have to go ahead and buy a 2-piece if you want one. So, and there would also be huge holes in the bottom too, because your 2-piece would look like this, and there'd be a bunch of holes in the bottom. So unless you wanted to season some food or some shit like that, you can't grind with that 2-piece. So you'd have to go ahead and get a 2-piece grinder. You know, this is some pretty easy shit. I'm just high as fuck, so yeah, I'm sure you guys know what a 2-piece fucking grinder is. Fuck. So while I'm at it, I thought I might as well just review the smalls too, compare them. So they both have huge keef catchers in the bottom. The Cali Crusher, still a very beautiful grinder. The only downside to it is the really shitty magnet that they put on it. What were they thinking? But the Phoenician, absolutely beautiful. Look at these magnets. Let's compare this. I don't want to go landscape. Look at these magnets. Look at the size difference. What were you thinking, Cali? What were you thinking when you put that on there? Anyways, the bottom of the Phoenician's absolutely beautiful. It's very deep. I'll go ahead and stick my thumb in there. And look at that. It goes right up to that little knuckle there, almost. Okay, it's about my thumbnail, but so deep. Absolutely just holds a ton of keef in there. You're not going to get that much keef. Well, you're not going to get as much keef as you would with the Cali Crusher, because they actually do have different sized grading on the keef screens. So this one is a little bit smaller, and this one is a little bit larger, but just by a fraction. Probably nothing noticeable. Again, you've got that beautiful block lock on the Phoenician that they licensed out to Cali. And Cali's got that thread lock. Kind of a weird design of holes, I'd say, too. I like the kind of trapezoids that show up on the Phoenician more. You've also got the Fibonacci, of course, the crosshair. Cali, both removable. You've got your serial number on the back too. Phoenician Engineering, made in the USA. That doesn't say Phoenician Engineering. No, it doesn't. And you can get these in a ton of different colors too. I've got the Phoenician one here. Waka Flocka just chilling. purple Cali crusher here, black Cali crusher, a couple large Phoenicians back here. I don't really use the large Phoenicians. They're a little too large for me. I'd go medium only, and small. I don't know why I said medium only. It's probably because I'm high, but I'd go medium and small only. Small definitely, if anything, helps you conserve. It's much smaller, much more convenient, and I like the feel of a small in my pocket rather than this big kind of chunky medium. I've always used mediums before, so going to a small was actually a huge difference, and I loved it. And I've never gone back from Waka Flocka here, never ever. So I'd like to just shout out Phoenician. They're doing an absolutely amazing job with their grinders. Really huge innovations. I'd like to just go ahead and dismiss the fact that Santa Cruz thinks that they're a high-end grinder company. And I'd like to give a shout out to Cali Crusher too, the homegrown. The mediums are beautiful, and the two-piece too. Two-piece as well. Those are really nice.